Vitality. Your health is every choice you make. We are part of a global wellness program with over 1.65 million members in AIA across Asia. And in Singapore, we have more than 100,000 members on Aia Vitality. Members live healthier by knowing their health through online health assessments and screenings. They improve their health by logging exercises and enjoying the rewards to keep them going. And indeed, members are making improvements in their health. Even the vitality age gap has narrowed to less than a year. Best of all, you earn points for every activity. The higher your status, the greater the rewards, including up to 15% off insurance premium on selected AIA plans. To keep you going, there is the weekly fitness challenge with personalized targets to help pace and improve your fitness. When you complete the challenge, you get a spin on the Vitality wheel to earn Vitality coins, which you can use at the marketplace. That's not all. You also earn AIA Vitality points for completing these activities. And very soon, you'll be on your way to Platinum status. And we sweeten the deal further with many exciting partner benefits that you can enjoy. With AIA Vitality, nothing gets better than a healthier you. So get onto AIA Vitality today because your health is every choice you make.
We are at our Tampines hub for the AIA Singapore Premier League match between Tampines Rovers and Tanjong Pagar United. A very good evening to you for the entertainment that's about to come up. We're looking forward to it. This match between the giants of Singapore football, Tampines Rovers, 5 times winner of the top flight title, against the returnees Tanjong Pagar United. This is their second season back after a 6-year absence. A reminder, there's been a fairly good start to the season for Tampines Rovers. They were up against Lion City Sailors, who were the overwhelming favourites for the title this year, given the resources at their reach. And Lion City Sailors had a 3-1 lead in that opening game. Tampines Rovers fought back well. A couple of goals from Yasser Hanapi ended in a 3-3 draw. In their second game, they then beat Balestier Khalsa 2-1. As for Tanjong Pagar, well, they've lost their first 2 matches. A 2-1 defeat, edged out by Geylang International right here, and then thrashed by Lion City Sailors 5-0. Let's hear from the 2 men in charge of these teams, Gavin Lee and Hasran Jailani.
Coach Gavin, what are the expectations of the team today against Tanjong Pagar?
Yeah, I think the expectations are the same every game. Going to each game, we just want to be at our best performance, as well as get the 3 points.
With Tanjong Pagar still chasing their first win since their return to the league, do you anticipate today to be a close game?
Yeah, it will likely to be a close game. If you watch them against Geylang, it was close. And then at the same time, we watched them play Sailors. The first half was very close, and they defended very well, and we expect them to be a hard side to play against today.
What do you think will be the biggest challenge that this Tanjong Pagar side will pose today?
Yeah, I think they have the ability to frustrate teams and hit them on the break, and they're strong in set plays, and those are the things that we have to be mindful of, aware of, and be good in our possession. And let's see if we can deliver the job later on.
Coach Hasran, with this being your 3rd match in a week, how has the preparation been leading up to this match?
Okay, for this game, we only have a couple of days rest, but we are more than confident. Football is even though we lost 2 games, but we are still positive, trying to look for our first win.
How confident are the players of getting the first win for the team today?
They are very positive as of now, even though we lost, but we are trying to make sure that they stay positive. No matter what, we are still looking for our first win, so we have to stay positive. Yeah.
What is the biggest strength of this Tampines Rovers side, and what are your plans to try and stop it?
Okay, Tampines, as you know, they have very good attacking players. They play patient football as well. their biggest threat is definitely their attacking. They are an attacking team. So what we will try to do is that we will try as of Tanjong Pagar, we are okay in terms of our defending actually, but now we have to move forward and try to score more. Yeah.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you.
So we got the thoughts there of the two head coaches of Tampines Rovers and Tanjong Pagar United. It is an important point, of course, as we mentioned yesterday as well here, when Geylang International were in action against Young Lions. This is the third game in a week for all the sides. Not easy, of course. And of course, after this will be the international break. And a number of these players have been called up by coach Tatsuma Yoshida. Yasser Hanapi, Madhu Mahana, Baihaki Kaizan and Shazwan Buhari from Tampines Rovers. And perhaps a surprising call-up for the Tanjong Pagar goalkeeper Fasha Iskandar. But otherwise it'll be probably a nice break for the players, and the teams also can work on a few things in the build-up to the rest of the season, which will continue in the first weekend of April. As the officials make their way out. They had a pretty easy job yesterday. Felt that the game between Geylang and Young Lions was rather understated. It was a pretty sedated affair. Get the feeling today might not quite be the same. Tampines Rovers with an opportunity to go top of the table today. Don't forget that Albrechts Negata are in action at the Jurong East Stadium. They are playing Balestier Khalsa. Tampines win today, and Albrechts lose, and they will be top. Of course, a draw, depending on what the score is here. A draw for Albrechts depends what happens here. Tampines could still go top. So it'll be interesting to see. And we'll be keeping you updated of what's going on outside in that other game. Bit of noise when Tampines walked out. There are some fans around the stadium, of course not allowed inside because of the COVID-19 regulations. So they will add to the atmosphere. That's always good. Tanjong Pagar come into this having not won a game since 2014. I say that because they didn't win a single match last year in that shortened campaign of just 14 matches. And they'll be desperate to finally get that win, get that monkey off their back. This is, though, a big task, isn't it? Against an impressive Tampines Rovers, who also have continental ambitions. They've qualified for the Champions League proper for the first time in their history. Also mainly thanks to the change in format, which now allows sides from Southeast Asia to go through. Ahmad Akasha is in charge. He's assisted by Ronnie Ko and Kwang Yong. Muhammad Taki is the fourth official. The two captains there, Farid Hamid on your right and Madhu Mahana on the left. Both have, of course, played for Singapore. Talking of the Champions League, Tampines Rovers have got their work cut out for them. Gamba Osaka of Japan, Australia's Sydney FC, and John Book Motors of Korea. That is tough opposition. But that's not happening till June, July. Waiting for confirmation of when exactly that will take place. So here's your starting 11 then for Tampines Rovers. They make 3 changes from the side that defeated Balestier Khalsa 2-1 just a few days ago. And Zairuddin Mehmedovic comes in, as does Mark Ryan Tan and Irwan Shah. On the bench, Yasser Hanapi, Amirul Haikal and Taufik Suparno, who scored in that game. But they've got plenty they can call upon. Every one of those not an under-23 or a foreign player is a Singapore international. Tanjong Pagar United make 4 changes to the side that got thrashed 5-0 by Lion City Sailors on Wednesday. Farid Hamid returns to the side. That'll be a very a big boost to them. Luis Junior, their Brazilian, who was their top scorer last year with 7 goals, is starts today. Anaki Ismit, the youngster, as well, and another under-23 player, Naufal Ilham, also starts. On the bench, Raihan Rahman, Amirul Emran, and Hadi Putradilla Saswadimata. Youngest coach in the SPL at 30, Gavin Lee, has already made waves, wants to play his football on the ground, and will certainly be interesting to see how he copes in the Champions League. There's Bahaki Kazan, a veteran who's been called up for national training. Hasran Jailani, also a former Singapore international, in charge of the side. Now remember, Tanjong Pagar entered the season last year quite late on, just before the start. They didn't have really much time to put together their squad, so they've had more time now. And they've got the likes of Khairul Amri on the bench, who's one of Singapore's top strikers, of course retired from the national side. Good to see him in action later. He's come off the bench on all the 2 previous games, as we have kickoff here between Tampines and Tanjong Pagar, and our Tampines hub. There's by Haki and Irwan Shah. Fairly formidable defense. Interesting to see Irfan Najib. He's playing right back, can play centre back as well. He's certainly been impressive in the last few years. It's a lovely through ball and a chance to open to scoring. Oh, that was so close, but it all seemed far too easy. And a thumbs up as well from Armin Bosniak, one of the new signings this season. Wow. I don't think he expected such an easy ball through, but where was the defending on that? And I think he'll be really disappointed not to have at least got there on target. And if he had, surely that would have been the opening goal inside a minute. Worrying signs there for Tanjong Pagar. 3 new signings on either side today, starting for their respective teams. Armin Bosniak, as that shot is just wide. So a very lively start here from Tampines Rovers. Yeah, Armin Bosniak, Mark Ryan Tan and Irfan Najib, new signings this season. Tanjong Pagar starting Sharon Sabrin, Rio Nishiguchi, who was with Albrechts Negata last year, so he's already a title winner. And Blake Rishudo, who was with former title winners in 2019, Brunei DPMM. Mehmedovic on the turn, and that's fairly straightforward for Fasha Iskandar, who has his critics. Fasha, but he has been given a call up to the national squad for training. But they've already had 3 attempts in a short space of time. And I think that pattern already established for what we can expect today from Tampines Rovers. It's going to be a lot of rearguard action, you feel. They're going to be playing 5 across the back. It's virtually a 5-4-1. Flag has gone up. We saw this a lot from Tanjong Pagar last year, when they pretty much set up to soak and then counter. Luis Junior leads the line. There's Bosniak, who's played in the top tier of Montenegrin football, brought in to replace Jordan Webb, who has finally said goodbye to Singapore football after 10 very entertaining years. That was a miss kick there from Nakamura, who's got a very cultured left foot. Here's Irfan Najib. Now Shah Shahiran, nice turn from him. Nakamura. Nice little change of direction. Still Nakamura, and he's taken out by Rashuto, who's been brought in to add a bit of bite in midfield, though he can chip in with goals, 9 of them in the 2019 season. No doubt about the foul, and perhaps because it's early on, he's got away with that one. Goals and an assist in 23 games for DPMM. Got a spot in the SPL Team of the Year in that season. Free kick here, Mehmedovic and Nakamura standing over it. It's pretty much dead centre. That was an awkward bounce for Fasha. Got a cross, didn't want to take any chances. And he's pushed it up for a corner. He may have hurt himself as well. Yeah, might have just crept in, so he didn't want to take a chance. Already 4 attempts. Nakamura has done well right across the goal. That's actually a good stop. An easy finish though. Right in front of goal, sort of a similar situation for Maru Mohana against Lion City Sailors. Messy defending, and the captain does well for his side here. Well, they were threatening already, weren't they? Right from the start, and it's an early lead for Tampines Rovers. Fasha did well. And actually, you've got to give a lot of credit as well to Bosniak, who reacted fastest, didn't he? A little bit of an acrobatic assist there. And pretty straightforward, wasn't it? Inside the 6-yard box for Maru Mohana. That's already a couple of goals for him. And they fully deserve that lead. Tampines Rovers. And it's very, very ominous, I'm afraid, for Tanjong Pagar. Let's see how they react. Kapitovic trying to bring in there's Armin Bosniak, been quite impressive already. There's Nakamura, skips past the challenge. It's a lovely ball through, isn't it? I don't think Kapitovic quite anticipated that. They've barely been on the ball, Tanjong Pagar. They are getting outplayed. And it's a nice aggressive approach from Tampines Rovers. Forward by Nishiguchi. Oh, the possession very much in favour of Tampines, and I don't think that's going to necessarily worry Tanjong Pagar too much. They're quite happy to have let the opposition have the ball, but obviously when you let your opposition have it so much, you're giving them the opportunity to come at you again and again and again, and you're increasing the probabilities, aren't you? But that is the soak and counter approach. It's a good ball out towards Bosniak, but the flag has gone up. They're looking to get him on the ball as much as possible, taking up that position on the left-hand side where Jordan Webb was before with Tampines. There's There's Rushuto. Foul by Haki. Taken quickly. And they've lost the ball. Irfan. Kapitovic. Kept it alive here. Tampines looking very assured on the ball at the moment. Nicely done by Mehmedovic. Very cool on the ball, new Serb. That comes off the back of Sharon Sabarin. Still alive here for Tampines Rovers. Bosniak. Irwan Shah. And now Mehmedovic looks up. It's going to be a long evening, you feel, for Luis Junior. As the lone striker. Pretty much this 5-4-1. And you can understand in a way how they want to set up like this Tanjong Pagar. It's about patience really for Tampines Rovers to probe. When you have pretty much 10 men behind the ball, it is not easy. There's Farid in this different kind of a role for him, of course, now playing in that three-man defence, three-man central defence. He's more used to playing out wide in defence or attack. He's, of course, now a little bit older. Things change for him. Used to be known for his shearing pace. There's Madhu. And now Baihaki launching that. It's a decent ball, isn't it? Out to Bosniak on that channel on the left-hand side. Seeing a lot of action already. To Nakamura. Here's Irfan. Mehmedovic. It's a good ball. Shasha Hiran goes for goal. That is an excellent save from Fasha. The shot was on. It was a decent attempt from Shasha Hiran. And a good stop as well from this man, Fasha. Nicely set up here. Yeah, I think he did pretty much all he could do. Shah, just got to give good credit to the save. Irfan straight down, or Irwan rather, straight to Fasha. They are racking up the attempts, aren't they? Tanjong Pagar, Delwinder. Sharin. What they've got to do, of course, is when they do get the ball, they've got to start pushing the players forward. And there's a bit of space here on this right-hand side. It's a good ball. Surely they can get an equaliser. It's blasted over. What a chance there for Nishiguchi. And I think you've got to give some credit as well to Shazwan Buhari, who put him off. But, well, it was a little too easy there for Tanjong Pagar, and with a team that doesn't create too many opportunities, you've got to put those sort of chances away, and he knows it. Well, they kind of switched off, didn't they? That's a lovely ball, and he had to chest it down and get the shot away, and I think Shazwan did enough. But all of a sudden, they've got a wind in their sails. Delwinder goes for goal. What a nice little period here for Tanjong Pagar. Well, the central defender is having pot shots. A warning shot from Tanjong Pagar. Don't discount us. Well, Irwan Shah is the defender on the left-hand side for Tampines, and couldn't See him in the picture there. He's getting a lot of attention, Armin Bosniak from Faritz. He's not happy. Well, end to end, this is more like it. Not sure we're going to see too much of that in this game, but good to see that Tampines not purely going to sit back. Handball by Kvitovic. Delvinda launches forward, looking for Luis. We haven't seen much of Luis Junior. He is now pretty talented. And as I said, difficult for him last season. He still managed to get 7 goals. Faritz goes down the line. Rishudo. There you go, 6 shots already for Tampines, but a couple at least for Tanjong Pagar. Just pushed up a little bit. Tanjong Pagar. Normally, what we've seen so far, they're trying to keep a tight first half, and if you were watching the last game against Lion City Sailors, of course, with all their attacking talent on display, only managed to get all 5 goals in the second half. It was a backs to the wall performance at times for Tanjong Pagar, but a clean sheet in the first 45, which is generally what we've seen them do, and then they get a bit more adventurous as the game progresses. Irwan to Mehmedovic. Nakamura up to Kvitovic. Bosniak, that's a decent ball in, and it's cleared away by Delvinda. I think he's having a bit of a torrid time on that right-hand side. Nafal against Armin Bosniak, who's looked very lively. Here's Nakamura, it's almost going through. They wanted a penalty, a couple of appeals, and there was a foul on Rishuto. Was there a penalty there, perhaps, on Nakamura? Foul on him. Might have been a shout for it. Kvitovic turns Delvinda rather easily. Looks to play the early cross. He only had Mehmedovic and Bosniak to aim at. Nakamura. By Haki, looking to release Bosniak. Here's Anaki. Rishuto. Building up quite nicely here. Back to the Australian. Given away, and now they have to run back to track Mehmedovic. Delvinda's done enough here. Good work to keep Kvitovic quiet, but he's won the ball back. Shah into the path. Oh, just hesitated. Perhaps he could have taken the shot. Mark Ryan Tan. In an advanced position there, the youngster. Son of former Singapore international who delighted many of us in the Malaysia Cup days, Stephen Tan. One of the new signings this season. And has a lot of promise, the youngster. And yeah, someone that certainly we want to watch out for in the future. Mark Ryan Tan. He's had training and attachment stints in Indonesia, Sweden, Japan and England. He's got the pedigree, as we said. Super sub Stephen. I'm sure he never really liked that moniker, but I'm sure many of us can remember the joy that he brought us at the National Stadium. At the moment, the joy is with the Tampines fans. They're 1-0 up. We've had plenty of opportunities to add to that. But Tanjong Pagar have stiffened up a little bit in the last 10 minutes or so. What they want to do is cut out teams carving up opportunities so early on. They looked all at sea at the beginning. Farid's threaded the ball through to Rishadi. Now Delvinda. Forward to Blake. Rishuto. Asking his players to come forward a bit. Give him some support. Nishiguchi. Up to Luis Junior. He needs a little bit of support. He's got it in Shoda Nishikawa. Look at where the wing-back is. And Nishiguchi tried to get it up to his countryman. Rishuto. Much, much better from Tanjong Pagar. That's offside, but I think it's the endeavour that Tanjong Pagar fans and their coach will appreciate. We're using a little bit more initiative here. Nakamura. Japanese back with the ball over the top. It's a nice looking ball, but it'll skip away from Mehmedovic. That's what will happen here on this pitch in our Tampines hub. And immediately we see Tanjong Pagar come forward with Anaki. He's given that away rather cheaply to Irfan. This is going to be, I think, a harder task for Tampines now that Tanjong Pagar have organised themselves a bit better. But they are looking for those balls over the top, aren't they, at times? So they just got to keep an eye on that. And the likes of Nakamura and Mehmedovic in that midfield. Mehmedovic, Nakamura. Oh, he's given that away as well. Oh, was there a foul by Nakamura on Luis Junior? He might just get a booking for the response. I thought Luis Junior went down a little easily. Let's have a look. Yeah, there was an elbow. I'm not sure how bad it was. Certainly wasn't elbow. I think he's got away with no booking. Delvinda. Nishikawa puts a cross in, and easy for Shazwan Buhari. He was one of those that was called up. And that is a cheeky attempt from Kapitovic. He was alert to the danger, Fasha. He wasn't too far off his line either. Well, why not have a go? Well, worth it in the end. Long ball played forward. These are the balls I was telling you about. That would have been something if he'd scored that. Probably wouldn't have reflected too well on Fasha. So just the solitary goal so far, scored by Madhu Mohana, separating the two sides. But Tanjong Pagar have improved immensely, and Tampines will have to play that patience game, as we said. Memedovic onside. Here's Bosniak. Could be a quick ball through, but he was well shepherded by Faritz. They'll get a corner here. Now remember, it was off a corner at that side that Tampines scored the first goal. Their only goal so far. They were a little bit messy in clearing their lines. Fasha got to the ball first, and it was a good reaction from Bosniak. Taking it short this time. Irwan Shah puts it in into the far post. Oh, it comes back off. And Baihaki denied by the upright. Well, that looked to be going in for all intents and purposes. Goal number 2. No one really on Baihaki. And maybe a little bit of luck for Tampines, for Tanjong Pagar. The closest defender to him was Sharon Sabarin. He was nowhere near Baihaki. Remind you of the only goal of the game so far. That came very, very early on inside the first 5 minutes. Fasha got there. Good reaction from Armin Bosniak, and a fairly straightforward finish for Madhu Mohana. And yeah, it does appear that the balls into the box at the moment would be a little bit of an Achilles heel for Tanjong Pagar, something to just be aware of. Now, it's very, very early days, of course, in the SPL. But they want to try and rack up goals. This match against the likes of Tanjong Pagar. In all due respect, of course, having seen Lion City rack up 5, but they are one better at the moment because, as I said, it took them until the second half to open the scoring. I just think that Tanjong Pagar will improve as the season continues. Got the tools at their disposal. I think they've got a much stronger squad this time around. They'll be the first to acknowledge that. They've recruited better. Here's Nakamura. Oh, he's done well, Mark Ryan Tan. Trying to make things difficult for Nishikawa. Defended that pretty well, Sharin. Now, Anaki looks around. Needs some support there. There's Naufal. Rishudo, he was trying to get that quick up to Nishiguchi. So what Nishiguchi will do is he will try to, from his left-hand side position, will try to sometimes just advance to give some support. Oh, and that's just through, really nicely done by Fasha. Now that was a foul. I thought he got the ball as well. He's fouled Armin Bosniak. What is he going to do here? I think it's going to be a yellow card. He's hurt himself in the process. Not going to stop the yellow card being dished out. Well, that'll be interesting to see again, because where did he take him out? There are some questions here. Receiving treatment on his ankle. Nice ball through. I thought he got the ball, to be honest. There was contact. He wanted a card as well, didn't he, Bosniak? But I think he got the ball. Well, they certainly don't want to be losing him already. I think they're saying no, it's okay. Joey Sim, of course, is the goalkeeper on standby. Oh, he's not getting up anytime soon. Here we go. This lovely ball through by Nakamura. It does look like he's got the ball. There was contact. There's absolutely no doubt about it. It was a nice ball through, and you feel, had he got a shot away, well, again, very good chance to be goal number 2 for Tampines Rovers. But Fasha is struggling here at the moment. And there's Joey Sim. And the longer this goes on, you feel that he's going to come on. Slowly but surely getting up. And clutching his ankle. It looked like he got the ball, but it does appear as if Amadakasha is going to give a free kick and dish out a card to Fasha. And let's have another. It's a delightful ball over the top. These are the kind of balls that have caused problems. Look, the ball is definitely deviated. He's made contact with the ball, it looks like. He may have also made contact with Armin Bosniak, but yeah, the decision is to be a free kick. Good position here, and you've got a couple of candidates to take this. So Mehmedovic and Nakamura standing over, having a bit of a discussion here with Madu Mahana. Now, if you want to be a little bit cynical, he's looking okay now, Fasha. Just waiting for confirmation if he's got the yellow card. Well, they tried to take advantage of that supposed dodgy ankle. Here is Mehmedovic. The wall does its job. Here one. Back by Nakamura. I tell you what, he's moving pretty well, isn't he, Fasha? No issues. He has got the yellow card, which I thought might be a little bit harsh. I thought he did get the ball. Rishudo up to Naufal, who loses the ball. Here's Baihaki. Madu looks up. They're just trying to press a little bit more. Anaki has come right across. Bit of space here for Mehmedovic. And again, you do suspect that they're going to take off Naufal to stop that outlet. It's a bit too easy at the moment for Bosniak. Kapitovic. A lot of players around him. Now Irfan. Sucking in a couple of players here, Irfan. He's done really well, hasn't he? All the way back to Tan. Nakamura. Tan looks up and decides too many bodies in front of him. 5 shots on target, but just the 1 goal so far. Of course, a lot of football still to come. Ishikawa recovers. It'll be a corner. Corner on this side. We haven't seen one here, but it has been very problematic for Tanjong Pagar, these corners. Will they go short or long? Because the last one where they had the chance with Baihaki was short. This one's long. Free header away by Rishuto, but only as far as Bosniak. They will clear the danger for now. No outlet at the moment though for Tanjong Pagar. Everyone is back. Shah. Nakamura, you look, he's going to play it down towards Bosniak. But just too much on it, a little bit. You could see exactly what he was trying to do. Right kind of idea from Nakamura, and on a grass pitch, you feel the Montenegrin would have got there. Akasha. Oh, well, okay, we've just got word, incredibly, and I'm afraid rather frustratingly, the lightning warning system has come on. It does seem to be a weekend thing. We had this last Saturday, and I tell you what, the conditions are absolutely beautiful here in Tampines, but we must abide by the lightning warning system. And play, for now, is suspended with about 37 minutes on the clock. It's been a good, entertaining game, but those are the rules. So we'll just have to wait and see. If you recall, last Saturday, there was a couple hours wait. I doubt that's going to be the case this time. There's absolutely nothing around here. But of course, it's not just about this area. It's the vicinity, neighboring areas as well, and we cannot risk any lightning hits, so we will just wait and see when play resumes. No word yet. We'll of course keep you posted. For now, remind you that Tampines Rovers are a goal up against Tanjong Pagar. An early strike from Madu Mahana off a corner. I've had plenty of chances since. Tanjong Pagar, to their credit, have looked a better unit as the game progressed, had a couple of chances themselves. And I just wonder who this suits more. I would say probably Tanjong Pagar will be quite happy with this to break up any momentum. The last few minutes have been good for Tampines Rovers. They had that long injury layoff for Fasha Iskandar, so there'll be a lot of minutes added on here. Reminder, there is another game going on. Might as well give you an update over there. It is the table toppers, and the only team with a 100% record, Albrechts Nagata, are up against Balisakals. And I'm actually getting an update because I've been so focused on this one. That one too has had a lightning warning alert as well, lightning warning system. So they haven't even started. So we're one up on them in that sense. We've had about 37 minutes on the clock. Just been informed that they haven't started at all. So it is Just one of those quirks of Singapore, with one of the highest rates of lightning strikes in the world. Can't be taking chances. And of course, we have heard of incidents where it's a nice, bright, clear, sunny day and people have still been hit by lightning, so totally understandable. So we will just take a break here and keep you posted as to when action will resume. Stay with us here at the AIA Singapore Premier League. For now, Tampines Rovers lead Tanjong Pagar United by a goal to nil. So just to update everyone waiting for the action to resume between Tampines Rovers and Tanjong Pagar United, we've had a lightning warning system that's come on. So we're going to have to wait for this game to resume when that warning system goes off. In the meantime, let's remind you of what happened here in this very venue yesterday. Geylang International were in action against Young Lions. Hello and welcome, very good evening to you from the our Tampines hub for the AIA Singapore Premier League match between Geylang International and Young Lions. Two teams that perhaps might feel that they haven't had the best of starts, on paper at least. There's Kyrin, surges forward, plays that out wide to Daniel, who gets to the ball. It's a heavy first touch. He still gets the cross in. That had just gone out of play. And he whips one in, the flag stays down. Silvano, he's denied. Well, we'll have a good view of it from here. He's onside, that's great movement. There's certainly a lot of attention on him, and Kyrin gets a yellow card for his troubles. Silvano, it's bounced nicely for him, he goes for goal. Oh, what a brilliant strike that is! And from out of nothing, Silvano scores the opening goal, turned round and unleashed a thunderbolt into that top corner. Forced Daniel go. Should be an easy take. Oh, he flapped that one a little bit. Zainul Gulam, was there a foul on him by Ilhan? None given. Young Lions will feel they can still get back into this. Geylang International want a goal or two. Daniel Go now advancing. He's got Kyrin in front of him. Kyrin goes for goal! Oh, he's curled that past Zainul Gulam. Well, Silvano and now Kyrin from a similar sort of area have scored. Oh, this one was placed brilliantly. That's a chance there, and a header saved by Zainul Gulam. Venhuizen towards Silvano. And there's enough bodies in the way. It's still alive, and that comes off the crossbar. Would have been another fantastic goal for him. A double save, a save now from Nur Shafiq. Hami, oh, that's not too far away. Cut back onto his left foot, and he left Zainul there standing. Free header, oh, he's pushed that wide, well wide for Daus. Whipped in, there was plenty of pace on this. Yeah, completely misjudged that, didn't he? But it brings to an end this match, which didn't have too many chances. And the final score here at our Tampines hub in this AIA Singapore Premier League match. It's Geylang International 1, Young Lions 1. Today, then, in comparison to what we saw in the whole of yesterday's match, just was one of those games, which was a pretty cagey affair. At the moment, a reminder that Tampines are in front. They probably could have had a few more, and they are 1-0 up against Tanjong Pagar United, a 5th-minute goal from Madhu Mohana. Tanjong Pagar have had a couple of moments themselves, and they've been much better organised as the game has progressed. The Tampines were in a good little period just before the stoppage, and so that will perhaps disrupt their momentum. And why don't we give you the story of this game so far. Here are the highlights from the first 36 minutes or so. And they were putting the pressure on right from the start. This was inside the first minute. That was a chance from Bosniak. They had a lot of joy on that left-hand side. And there was the opening goal. Madu Mohana pushing in, slotting in there after good work from Armin Bosniak. Good save as well from Fasha Iskandar. And this was a great chance for Nishiguchi, who blasted over from about 6 yards out. Just wouldn't fall for him. And that was the closest they got. Baihaki off the woodwork at the far post. Balls on the box have been a problem for Tanjong Pagar. And this was deemed a foul by Fasha, who hurt himself in the process. But you feel that if Bosniak had got the end of it, it would have been a certain goal. But for now, it's just that strike from Madu Mohana that separates the two. And we are still awaiting news from the lightning warning system. I have to say, it is just a very, very nice evening here at our Tampines hub. And also a reminder that the match hasn't even started at Jurong East, where Albrechts Negata are in action against Ballistic Khalsa. We're still awaiting the start of that game, so we're a little bit ahead of them at the moment. Jurong East does seem to cop its fair share of lightning alerts. I've been there a few times where it's a couple of hours wait for action to start or even resume. So they might be in for quite the wait over there. At the moment, we are still waiting news on our end here in Tampines. They're out in the far west. We're in the far east. A reminder that this will be the last round of matches before the international break. Coach Tatsuma Yoshida has called up 4 players for Tampines Rovers. Yasser Hanapi, who's on the bench today. Madu Mohana, Baihaki Kaizan, and Shazwan Buhari, the goalkeeper. And talking of goalkeepers, Tanjong Pagar's only call-up is Fasha Iskandar. They will be undergoing those training sessions. Singapore not in action in this break. Most of the Asian countries not really in action. Certainly no competitive matches. That will be in July and June, where Saudi Arabia will be hosting the World Cup / Asia Cup qualifiers. And Singapore will play the hosts, Palestine and Uzbekistan. 3 matches in those 2 weeks. It'll be interesting to see because Singapore are in a fairly good position at the moment. They're above Yemen and Palestine. And they've looked pretty good so far, given the quality of the opposition. We do know that they don't really have a very good record against Middle Eastern opposition, but that was that stirring win against Yemen. And they did well against Palestine at home. I watched Palestine last year in action, just before COVID restrictions came in. And yeah, having seen them at close quarters in a tournament in Bangladesh, I feel that the national team really have got a good chance against them away. Now, one of the big headlines, back to the Singapore Premier League, and one of the big headlines this weekend was the defeat of Moneybags, I might say, Moneybags Lion City Sailors. They were in action against Hougang United. This is what happened in that momentous match.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Saturday night Sunset Football live from the Jalan Besar Stadium. It's match day 3 in the AIA Singapore Premier League, and a meeting between the teams that were most impressive in midweek. The Sailors annihilating Tanjong Pagar in the second half, and Hougang doing the same to Geylang in their second stanza. An advantage maybe for Hougang, not that they possibly deserve it. Fabian Quaggie's got through to Tomoyuki Doi. What a start this would be! Great save, Hassan Sunny. Gilberto's making real movement up against Stipe again, goes deep. Hassan Sunny comes, doesn't get their chance. Oh, it's got in! And it's Lionel Tan, and they deserve the great save already in this match, was at full there. And Lionel Tang capitalises. And the cheaters have come to the Sailors and taken a first half lead. It better be all hands on deck now, because it's Lion City Sailors 0, Hougang United 1. Hassan Sunny has to get more ready, but he comes like that. And quite frankly, it was as simple as Lionel Tan reacting quicker than Amaral. Well, they're picking up here where they left off on Wednesday night. Hougang, 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. And there's the loose pass as well. Hassan Sunny's not got there again. Tomoyuki Doi is going to be 2. Hassan Sunny's having a shocker. And Tomoyuki Doi is passed. And Hougang have done to the Sailors what the Sailors did to Tampines here a week ago. They scored twice in less than a minute. And what on earth does Aurelio Vidmar do now? Shocking defending, shocking goalkeeping, and Hougang United get what they deserve, just as the Lion City Sailors do when they defend like that. Tomoyuki Doi, with his 3rd goal in a week, he goes to the joint top of the scoring charts. And what on earth does Aurelio Vidmar do here? Oh, Max that back to Mukundan. And that's inviting unnecessary pressure, and Mukundan slips up. Song Yong for another, squares it, plays it out, they can't put it away. Comes to Faris Ramley, and a great save from Mukundan, who redeems himself. But what on earth was Maxat thinking? Asking for trouble, tippy-tappy in the football in that situation, and having made the mistake, Mukundan made amends, but it's still a corner. Maxat's got work to do here, and Mukundan does really well, but needs some help here. The referee was obstructing Fabian Kwok. What a save by Mukundan. Well, that would have been a controversial goal, and it got in because the referee obstructed Fabian Kwok. He's trying to get back to defend that. But Mukundan again. What a start to this season that boy's having after the disaster of that early mistake on Wednesday. Oh, but hang on a second. Tomoyuki Doi with a clear shot through at goal. Tomoyuki Doi! Great save, Hassan Sunny. Should really be 3-0 there. They stood off Tomoyuki Doi. And this time Hassan Sunny does produce a moment of the kind of goalkeeping that we know he's capable of. Hafiz, of course, who played... Oh, they've got a 3rd! Tomoyuki Doi out of nothing! The Sailors have been caught with their trousers down again, and Hougang have taken full advantage. Goodness gracious me, Tomoyuki Doi, 2 on the night, 4 on the season. And it looked very innocuous. Sailors all over the place defensively. Hassan Sunny didn't see it coming. Goodness gracious me, Tajeli very half-hearted. And they have got a 3rd. Over the top, Song Yong, edge of the area, Song, Stipe, pulls it back over the bar from Gabriel Quack. Here's Gabriel Quack. We're going to see Anders Aplin for the final 11.5 minutes. Shardan, it's chested down by Stipe, going to get the shot away. He can, and it's wide. And you have to say, that's the closest they've come. Song Yong, that's a lovely weighted pass by Song Yong. Might come to Stipe, he's going to score this time. No, he's not. He's put it wide. Here's Adam Swandy. He's looked lively, Swandy. Mukundan spills it, and now they get the goal back. Stipe. Well, Mukundan with the error, that means there'll be no clean sheet. And with 5.5 to play, is there a twist in the tail? Stipe Plazibat, with his 3rd of the season. Hafiz away, and that will do it. Our referee, German Zaiton, blows for full time, and make no mistake about it, a coaching masterclass by Clement Teo has seen the Cheetahs win their 2nd game on the bounce and condemn the Lion City Sailors to their 1st defeat of the season, and it was a comprehensive defeat at that. 2 goals in a 60-second spell in the first half. The first by Lionel Tan after Hassan Sunny failed to clear a corner, and then seconds later when Hassan Sunny was at fault again and Tomoyuki Doi pounced, put the Cheetahs in at the break, 2 up. Aurelio Vidmar threw on the $3 million signing Diego Lopez and Gabriel Quack at half-time, but frankly, it made next to no difference, and it was the Hougang Cheetahs that scored the 3rd. Tomoyuki Doi, as the Sailors' defence stood still, got the third goal that all but secured the points. There was a late consolation for Stipe Plasivat after Mukundan spilled an Adam Swandy cross, who arguably was the most impressive of the Sailors' substitutes. But the Sailors are beaten, and the Cheetahs, with 6 points in a week, leapfrog both Tampines and the Sailors to sit second in the AIA Singapore Premier League tonight. It's finished. Lion City Sailors 1, Hougang United 3.
Welcome back to our Tampines hub. The good news is the players are going to come back on for a quick warm-up before we resume play. That's because the lightning warning system has been turned off, thankfully. And that is great news. Hasn't started yet at Jurong East, I'm afraid. If you're curious to know what's going on in the other match today, Albrechts Negata taking on Ballester Khalsa. We just showed you highlights of a big result yesterday with a superb performance from Hougang United against Lion City Sailors, a 3-1 win. So just a quick warm-up here. That, of course, has implications, that result yesterday. It means that Albrechts with a good chance of extending their lead if they win their match. See if we can get you the table shortly, just to give you a context of what is going on in the SPL. As the players just warm up, get themselves going before the start of play. Some good moments for Tanjong Pagar. Nishiguchi, as we saw, with a very good opportunity right in front of goal, but it just wouldn't come down for him quick enough to take the shot. It blasted it over the crossbar. Tampines with some very good opportunities themselves, and might feel that they should have got a little bit more on the score sheet. It's just the one goal. Hasran Jailani there and Noor Alam Shah, part of the coaching staff of Tanjong Pagar United. It was Noor Alam Shah who was instrumental in bringing Khairul Amri. And yeah, of course, there's a strong bond between Khairul Amri and Noor Alam Shah. And it was he was instrumental in bringing him on back to the side. And Hasran Jailani himself said he was very surprised that Khairul Amri chose to come to this team. Khairul Amri himself said that he was ready to retire. Of course, he was with Felder. These are the goals, by the way. Sorry, these are the highlights of the first half, in which Tampines dominated proceedings. That was the only goal so far. Madu Mohana scoring off that cross from Nakamura, and then the save from Fasha Eskandar. This was the best chance. Nishiguchi just couldn't get the ball down quick enough, and he blasted over by Haki, hitting the woodwork. That's what I mean by they probably felt they could have got one or two more. Now I felt in this instance that Fasha had got the ball. And maybe a little bit of the player Armin. And it was deemed a free kick. No harm done to Tanjong Pagar. We are getting news that kickoff is happening in 4 minutes. It's 6:36 now, and at 6:40 we will have kickoff. So that is the good news here in our Tampines hub. And just going back to that story for Khairul Amri, it was Noel Alam Shah who had contacted him to come back in. It was with Felder, of course, who were booted out of Malaysian League due to financial problems. He's made over 200 appearances in Singapore, 100 goals locally in stints with the Young Lions and Tampines Rovers. When we won the league in 2013. Well, it looks like we're going to start earlier than 6:40. We're about to get action underway right now. Fasha with the goal kick. Never easy to switch back on after a stoppage like that. Let's see who copes the best. Here's Naufal, giving the ball away to Irwan. Armin Bosniak. Zeruddin Mehmedovic tries to slip it through, and they will clear their lines. Rashidi there. There will be a fair bit of added time anyway, as I mentioned earlier, with that injury stoppage for Fasha. Here's Nishiguchi. Everyone should deal with that, and he goes down the line for Bosniak. Here's Faritz. Looking to get that over the top for Naufal to get onto. It's cut out by Irwan. Nakamura. Now Bosniak, a lovely return ball. Just gone out of play for Mehmedovic. He didn't like the attention he was receiving, Bosniak. He was rather annoyed by that. Oh, that looked like a head injury. Sharon Sabrin looked to just clutch his face immediately, went up with Kopitovic. I think it's his nose, looks a bit nasty. And they've immediately stopped play. No, it's actually his lip. He's saying it's an elbow. I couldn't see that. And maybe the benefit of a replay. Kopitovic isn't looking very, very sympathetic, saying a few things as well. And you can see Naufal trying to diffuse the situation. Here is another look at that. Oh yeah, there was an elbow in fact, as he went up for the ball. He did look about, he looked across, didn't he? Sharon is okay, that's the good news. Just going to wait till he gets off the pitch. Nice combination there between the two Japanese players for Tanjong Pagar. Advancing is Nishikawa up to Nishiguchi. Waiting for some more bodies to come in. Nishiguchi. Rishuto. Here's Faritz. Given away rather cheaply. And now he could be through here. Mark Ryan Tan cuts back inside. It's a lovely bit of work. Oh, he sends that over. Well, he went inside onto his left foot. And yeah, I think he'll be disappointed with that, not to have at least tested Fasha Iskandar after having done all the hard work. But sometimes they've just left themselves a little bit exposed here, Tanjong Pagar. You can see what Rishuto was trying to do and alert Shazwan to stop the danger. Luis Junior, who's really played a very minimal role so far. Irfan with the foul on Rishuto. They'll happily take that. These are the kind of situations they will enjoy, Tanjong Pagar, the set pieces where they can load more bodies up front. Otherwise, they don't want to take too many risks. Wouldn't a goal now be absolutely brilliant as far as Tanjong Pagar are concerned? Really shake things up. Rushaidi to take this. All about the delivery here. Good shape on the ball. Not a bad ball at all. And it's a corner. Oh no, leg up high. I thought that was a corner, so did the Tanjong Pagar players. That was a good ball towards the near post. So they're going to try and play this out from the back. Tampines, instead, Bahaki blasted up towards Kapitovic. Fasha clears the danger. Shah. This was the header earlier, the free kick. Can hear some of the Tampines fans in song at the moment. The team with a pretty healthy 1-0 lead, looking quite good. Though there have been, as I said, some bright moments for Tanjong Pagar, and they're trying to now press here. This is good to see. A bit more of a positive approach from the away side. By Haki, looks up. Looks Irwan Shah just come inside a little bit. He does that as well, doesn't he? Irwan Shah. Now Bosniak. Irwan. Bosniak. Well over. No problems there for Fasha. He's been lively. He's seen a lot of action on the left-hand side. Cuts in quite a bit. Faritz. Anaki. That's a good ball out towards Nishiguchi. Nishiguchi still. I think that came off Madu. A couple of calls for a penalty, nothing given. Rishuto. Anaki. He was trying to return the ball. Again, a bit of a nervy moment at the back for Tampines Rovers. 3 minutes of added time. It's been a eventful few minutes since the restart. Delvinder. I think there's plenty here for Tanjong Pagar to work with. Foul on Nishiguchi by Tan. Delvinder decides to take it quickly. Nishikawa up towards Junior, and that's his first attempt. And it's a very, very straightforward one, isn't it, for Shazwan? There is a willingness to get forward here from Tampines. I think that's the big plus point. And perhaps just to take the sting out of things, will Tampines just slow it down for a little bit and play out the rest of this first half? Nakamura. Now Shah. Was there a foul on Kapitovic? Well, Shed, a goal now would completely change the complexion of this game. Luis Junior trying to bring in Nishiguchi. I think he's been very dangerous, hasn't he, Nishiguchi? And it does take some of the pressure off Luis Junior, who would be the focal point of attack for Tanjong Pagar. That's come off the Brazilian last. They still can bring on Khairul Amri later. And you suspect they're still trailing, that they will do so. Tanjong Pagar. See if they can play two up top. Here's Bosniak, who's won most of the battles here with Naufal. Away by Sharin. Wonder whether someone like perhaps Amerikong might come in the second half for Naufal, but we'll know that in about 15 minutes or so. The referee has blown time on this first half, which has been very entertaining, despite the fact that we had a lightning warning system delay for about 20 minutes. Nonetheless, the action has been very good, but only one goal separates the two sides. That's from this man here, Madu Mahana, inside 5 minutes. Prodded in after quick thinking from Armin Bosniak. And they've had plenty of other chances. Some good moments for Tanjong Pagar as well, and they'll want to build on that. Perhaps not even ready for half-time. They would be happy with their performance, but no goals for them. Half-time score here at our Tampines Hub in this AIA Singapore Premier League match. Tampines Rovers 1, Tanjong Pagar United 0. It's half-time here at our Tampines hub. The AIA Singapore Premier League match between Tampines Rovers and Tanjong Pagar United it's 1-0 at the break. Let's give you the story of the game so far. It was a very, very bright start from the home side, and Armin Bosniak could have scored inside the first minute. Good work here from Nakamura. Very quick thinking from Bosniak. And a decent, pretty straightforward finish for Madu Mahana. They were all over the shop, weren't they? A bit of a mess, the defence. This was very early on. Shah Shahiran had a good chance, and that's a good save as well from Fasha Iskandar. But there were decent moments for the away team. And I think Nishiguchi, he knows, the reaction tells you all. He should have done better with that. Blasting over from just 6 yards out. Baihaki Kaizan hit the woodwork. They've had problems with balls into the box, Tampines. And then another decent opportunity. Fasha coming racing off his line. It was deemed a foul, though to me, I thought he got the ball as well. From the resultant free kick, there was no real problem. Mark Ryan Tan, after the lightning warning system delayed play for 20 minutes or so, had a chance here, blasting over. Great work from him. And right towards the end, Tanjong Pagar were pushing. I think that came off Rishuto in the end. I thought that might have been a corner, but it wasn't. And there's many positives for Tanjong Pagar, but Tampines overall the better team. And they'll feel fairly positive about things themselves. The stats probably show you a bit of the story here. 11 shots for Tampines Rovers, 5 of them on target, but only 1 goal to show so far. They've had the bulk of the possession as well. And it'll be interesting to see how they approach the second half. So we'll take a short break. When we come back, it'll be the second half between Tampines Rovers and Tanjong Pagar United.
Aia Vitality. Your health is every choice you make. We are part of a global wellness program with over 1.65 million members in AIA across Asia. And in Singapore, we have more than 100,000 members on AIA Vitality. Members live healthier by knowing their health through online health assessments and screenings. They improve their health by logging exercises and enjoying the rewards to keep them going. And indeed, members are making improvements in their health. Even the vitality age gap has narrowed to less than a year. Best of all, you earn points for every activity. The higher your status, the greater the rewards, including up to 15% off insurance premium on selected AIA plans. To keep you going, there is the weekly fitness challenge with personalized targets to help pace and improve your fitness. When you complete the challenge, you get a spin on the Vitality wheel to earn Vitality coins, which you can use at the marketplace. That's not all. You also earn AIA Vitality points for completing these activities. And very soon, you'll be on your way to Platinum status. And we sweeten the deal further with many exciting partner benefits that you can enjoy. With AIA Vitality, nothing gets better than a healthier you. So get onto AIA Vitality today because your health is every choice you make.
Back at our Tampines hub, it is just about to start again, this match between Tampines Rovers and Tanjong Pagar into the second half. And there is no action yet at Jurong East Stadium. We're hearing that kickoff there will be at 7:30. So half an hour from now, Arbrix Nagata will take on Baad Khalsa. And if you recall, for about 3 or 4 years ago, that used to be the evening kickoff time. So we're going a little bit old school here in the SPL and that game over there. But so far here at our Tampines hub, it's Manu Mohana's 6-minute goal that separates the two sides. They have come out a little bit early here, Tampines Rovers, perhaps a statement of intent. They'll be expecting more. They'll want more goals. I think it's not just about the 3 points. Who knows whether goal difference may be a key factor. Remember, if they get enough goals today and Arbrix Nagata only manage a draw at Baad Khalsa, then they could go top of the table. Right now the goal difference is +5 Arbrix Nagata, having scored 6 and conceded 1. Tampines have scored 5 but conceded 4, so it's +1 and +5. Right now it would be +2. So they would be looking for at least another 3 goals and hoping that Baad Khalsa can do them a favour of some sorts. It is very, very early days, of course. A lot more action to come. This season is scheduled at the moment to end in September. And then that'll be followed by the Singapore Cup, which didn't happen last year, of course, due to COVID-19. We are going to see, as I sort of thought so, Emmerich Ong will come on for Naufal, because Naufal's had it pretty hard, actually. Against Armin Bosniak. So Naufal is off. Probably a wise move. Emmerich Ong, a new signing. Yasser Hanapi has come on for Mark Ryantano. I thought had some good moments, but yeah, not bad to be able to bring a player like that, and he comes on and takes the captain's armband as well. Scored a couple of goals against Lion City Sailors. One in particular was very, very impressive. A lot of enthusiastic players there from Tanjong Pagar wanting to get things going. Just slipping the ball through. Nakamura to Yasa Hanapi, and he's fouled immediately by Rishuto, perhaps. The referee doesn't think so. Just a challenge as far as he's concerned. He's picked himself up though. I do feel there might be a far more solid unit in the second half if, with the addition of Emmerich-Gong. He was last with Warriors. Emmerich-Gong now 30 years of age. Also a Singapore international, couple of caps to his name. Here's Baihaki. And Emmerich keeping a closer eye on him. That was a shot on, wasn't it, for Yasa Hanapi. Anaki tries to get that up to Luis Junior. Mahadu Mahana clears it. So they've kept on the two youngsters, Rushaidi and Anaki. As for Tampines Rovers, Shah Shahiran and Irfan Najib, they're the two under-23 players. They've been around for quite a while already. Mark Ryantan is certainly the youngest of the lot. Oh, good pace here by Kapitovic, but Fasha was equal to the task. They were getting a lot of joy out of Armin Bosniak, as we said. This time there is a foul on Yasser. Here one with the challenge on Anaki. Have got Taufik Suparna if they want more goals. A veteran Fazrul Nawaz is there. And talking of veterans, Tanjong Pagar can call upon Khairul Amri. Shudo's racing after the ball. Baihaki will get there first. That's good work from Baihaki. Playing the way out of danger. Very relaxed here from Tampines Rovers. They are playing with some real assuredness here at the moment. I think that will please Gavin, Coach Gavin, they just saw him in your picture. Rushudo, he was appealing for possible handball. Shah. Now Nakamura, looking to release Armin Bosniak. Madu. Sometimes it's almost a little too casual, but they've got away with that. Here is Kapitovic. He's had his moments as well. Nakamura, almost like a quarterback. Likes those deep-lying positions. Sometimes when he was with Albrecht Nagate, played a bit further up as a number 10. He's a pretty versatile player. Anaki switches it. Oh, not enough on that ball. That was risky. Mehmedovic now for Tampines. Bit of a slip up there from Irfan Najib, and there's a few groans from the various Tampines fans watching this outside of the ground, of course. I think one thing maybe you might want to see from Tampines is of zipping the ball about a little bit faster, quicker transitions. Otherwise, it's probably fairly easy for Tanjong Pagar to deal with. Medovic has just dropped back a little bit. Oh, that's a nice ball, but it's offside. He's trying to create something, Bosniak. He's tucking in quite a bit, often making it a two-man attack. That means they sometimes lack the width, but he also does go out wide from time to time. I think he was finding a lot of joy out there with up against Naufal, and perhaps now with a more experienced Emmerich, he's trying to change things up. Risciuto, foul on Shah. And listen, Tanjong Pagar will be delighted that after 51 minutes of action, they are still just a goal down. Still feel they're well within this, though I will remind you, Lion City Sailors opened the floodgates early on in the second half and never looked back. And I'm sure that's something that they were reminded of at half-time. Just to give you the story of that match, as Armin comes in again, very narrow. Mehmedovic, that's a poor ball from him. The clearance only as far as Shah. Here's Irwan Shah, out towards Kapitovic, and that's easy for Fasha. Yeah, a reminder that in the game against Lion City Sailors, a clean sheet in the first half. Stipe Plazibat got things going with a penalty in the 47th. Then Song Woo-young in the 54th, Plazibat again in the hour. Song Woo-young with his second in 70 minutes. And then Faris Rumley with another penalty in the 84th. I think Tanjong Pagar look far more solid today. Yeah, it's this stuff where they're playing back inside, which perhaps may frustrate fans, but it isn't easy when you've got so many players behind the ball. From time to time, Tanjong Pagar switch on the press like now, trying to just put that little bit of pressure on. Nakamura, though, is a cool customer. Bit of space here for Armin Bosniak. Irwan Shah, he whips that in, it's a lovely cross in. Kapitovic knocks it down, no one to pick up that second ball. That's better play from Tampines Rovers. And now on the counter, Rio Nishiguchi up against Irfan Najib. Still Rio, he gets the cross in. And Baihaki is there in front of Luis Junior. That's a bit more end-to-end, isn't it? We'll just be aware of this, Tampines Rovers, that they can be hit on the counter with quick players like Nishiguchi. Shadi also has some pace about him. Nishikawa in support. Haven't seen Emmerich Ong get forward too much, but I think he'll be keeping a close eye on Armin Bosniak. Sometimes they've got a double team up here, Faritz and Emmerich, which is what Faritz was doing in the first half with Naufal. There's Shah. Nakamura. He's really receiving on the receiving end of a lot of fouls. Anaki this time. Well, they're pushing a little bit further up now by Hucky. Ball over the top. Flag stays down. No, it doesn't. Took a little while for that call. Those balls over the top have had a mixed bag. Now, there's a player down. It looks like Delvinda. Not a good sign. Picked himself up. Shaking his head. Let's hope he's okay. We haven't got too many defensive players left on the bench. Just wonder when we may see Khairul Amri, if it remains this way. They've got a manager's minutes, of course, now 35 years of age. Nakamura to Madhu. One-touch stuff from Tampines. And one shot to Nakamura. Touched on by Yasa Hanapi. He's not going to get there, the Bosniak. Farid. Well, now he's got Emmerich Ong. He may feel from time to time he could perhaps bomb forward, reminiscent of yesteryear. Now we've got the change that we were just talking about. Khairul Amri is coming back on, and it's an emotional return of sorts. Playing against his old club, the club he's really spent the most time with in his entire career. Replaces Anaki, who's been very industrious. But Khairul Amri, who's only faced them before when he was with Young Lions. He's got a lot of love for this club. Missy love there. Khairul Amri missed them for a long, long time. He's talked about them with great fondness. Let's see if he has an effect. Now, I just want to see the shuffle there. Khairul Amri replaces Anaki Ismit. Remember, Anaki was playing ostensibly on the right-hand side of the 5-4-1. Looks like they're going, as you would imagine, 4-4-2. Or maybe it's a 5-3-2 now. Which means they'll be a little bit narrow unless the fullbacks or the wingbacks get forward a bit more. But it is good to see, it's pretty early on in the second half, that Coach Hasran Jailani is being positive. No foul on Sharin. Mehmedovic has gone for goal. And that was ambitious, but always covered by Fasha. Meanwhile, there has been a yellow card. I think it's for Rashidi for the foul on Shah Shahiran. We'll just maybe wait for confirmation of that. Okay, what we're seeing is a little bit of a shuffle now from Tanjong Pagar. It does appear as if Farid has gone further up the field to help bolster that attack. Emmerich Ong is a right back. Looks like they're playing a 4, so they're taking a few more risks. Very good work from Rushaidi. Straight out by Fasha. Rushaidi, it is a confirmation that he did get a yellow card. by Haki. I think what will happen here with Farits is that he can slot back into the 4. Oh, that's a great shot! Oh, from the edge of the area. What a brilliant finish that is. We saw a couple of those long-range efforts yesterday here at our Tampines Hub, and it continues today. Yasa Hanapi just given that bit of space, and he unleashed that shot into the top corner. And that's what he can bring coming off the bench. 2-0 Tampines. And you know what? That was because Farits had moved further up the pitch a little bit. They'd switched to the 4 temporarily. You see where Farits is. Emmerich didn't really have the cover. No one trying to close down Yasa Hanapi. They had to take a bit of a gamble there, and it hasn't paid off. But now, at 2-0 down, they've got to stick with this 4-man defence and play a 4-4-2. And that was a very nice goal from Yasa Hanapi. Farage has done well. Oh, very heavy touch from him. On the hour mark, that has given them a nice cushion. Offside on Kapitovic. Well, we were just saying how positive they were looking, Tampines Rovers, and that would be a bit of a nail, a bit of a blow to them. "15 shots to 4 tells you the story. They just haven't had many opportunities, but I think they've been fairly solid. So you can't legislate for a shot like that, a moment of brilliance, and we saw 2 very good ones yesterday from Silvano Convalius. Here's Nishiguchi, still Nishiguchi. The other goal from Karim Nadim. Here's Nakamura. Well, they can probably relax a little bit, though he did say they'd want to just perhaps up the ante a little bit. They want to get more goals. Could the floodgates open, as they did with Lion City Sailors? There's still a lot of time in this game. Dalvinda up to Nishiguchi. Kairulamari, clever touch, but you could see the idea. You could see what he was trying to do to try and link it up with Farits. He's a clever striker, isn't he? Kairulamari. Still got plenty of that ability in him. Don't be fooled by his age. Maru Mohana up against his old teammates here, international teammates as well. Irfan. Now Kapitovic. This is Nakamura. Oh, they're going to try and up the pace, get a third goal. Oh, lovely touch on from Mehmedovic. And that is a little bit of miscommunication. Sharon Sabarin puts that out for a corner unwittingly. What a touch that was from Mehmedovic. I think it took everyone by surprise. Brilliant from him, really. And I think he was saved the blushes there, Sharon. He caught his goalkeeper off guard with that back pass. Irwan Shah, good shape of the ball. He's been kept quiet at that far post. This time it was by Haki. It's another change for Tanjong Pagar. Rushaidi, who's on a yellow card, to be replaced by Amirul Emran. Of course, an older player, more experience about him. Five-year-old Amirul Emran, who's been with Tanjong Pagar since last year, formerly with Warriors before that. Former Singapore Under-21 international. Well, they're fast approaching now. They're probably their strongest 11. Raihan Rahman is another one that they could have used. Very experienced player. Good in that holding role. Good on set pieces. They've got Adi Putradilla. If they want to use a forward as offside on Armin Bosnia. There's been a lot of offsides today. I think they've managed that fairly well, Tanjong Pagar. They've taken a few risks at times, but as we said, Bosniak is tucking in a lot, trying to play those balls over the top. They want to get on with it here, Tanjong Pagar. Pull one back now, and it makes things very, very interesting. Up towards Rashudo. Here's Nishiguchi. He's trying to go on the outside. He wants a corner. It's going to be a goal kick. Good endeavour, I have to say. Tanjong Pagar, they look a very different Tanjong Pagar from last season. They've got a stronger squad, they're a bit more positive now. Not afraid to try and go forward. Of course, they have to absorb a lot of pressure. There's Rashudo putting in all-action performance. Irwan Shah raised his leg there, perhaps, on Rashudo, who wants a bit more action from the referee. Having some stern words with him. And there will be a booking for Irwan. Yeah, not great from Irwan. They've defended that pretty well. Try to get the ball up to Kapitovic, Mehmedovic. Didn't get there. Poor touch from Yasir, but he makes amends. Is that onside? It is offside again. That is a save anyway. Yeah, I think it was clearly offside. He's been playing this game, Armin Bosniak. There's been a number of offsides. They're playing the probabilities here. You can understand why, but it hasn't worked so far. He's trying to play very, very high up. Just trying to cause problems for Emmerich. But he's not been the outlet that they wanted in the second half. And that's because they have a far more experienced defender. Rashudo, handball by Irfan. And I think he might get a card here as well for kicking the ball away rather than the handball. Shows a little bit of exuberance, shall we say. Still in this, you feel, Tanjong Pagar. Lamri is a threat. There's the yellow card for Irfan Najib. He can produce something of magic. You know that he's got that within him. Good position here for the free kick. It's going to be Nishiguchi taking it. I'd have thought he might want to be in the mix. Haven't taken it yet. Everyone's racing towards a keeper, and that's a wasted free kick. Shazwan, very easy for him. Oh, that's excellent work from Sharin to cover, coming across. Everyone taking his time. It's a long way to go still. About 20 minutes, taking some out of time. Mehmedovic does well. You just feel that now that they're 2-0 down, they're just going to take the more risks. Tanjong Pagar, they'll press higher. I'll tell you what, Yasser Hanapi fancied that more than Sharon Sabarin did, and he won that battle. He's saying there was a knee up on him. Well, we're going to add more experience to this defense. And Irfan Najib, who's just got that yellow, is taken off for Daniel Bennett. Veteran defender, of course, long-time servant of Singapore football. Record caps holder. And with that introduction, we're going to have the second drinks break. Daniel Bennett is now 43 years young. It'll be interesting to see whether he goes into centre-back position and then Madu Mohana moves out onto the right-hand side. Let's see how they switch things up. Well, I think, yeah, as mentioned, it'll be Bennett and Baihaki, the two vets in the middle, and a chance here. Oh, that just runs away from Fasha before Kapitovic could get there. And I tell you what, 3-0, and you really would have ruled this out for Tanjong Pagar to come back. What they're doing at times, they're pushing Faritz right up there with Khairul Amri and Louis Junior to give it a bit more bite in that attack. But that does sometimes leave Emmerich Ong a little exposed, and that's kind of what happened when Yasser Hanapi got the second goal. Absolutely no rush whatsoever from Tampines. They want to slow things down. They're quite happy to. They know they're going to get a bit of a response here from Tanjong Pagar. Up to Luis Junior. Was there any foul? Baihaki says, what foul? Play continues. Maybe a little bit hopeful from Lewis Junior, well won back by Karolamri. Here's Nishiguchi. Madu does enough. Was there a foul by Karolamri? He's not happy with that decision. He didn't think he did much wrong there. He's still giving the referee a bit of a glare on that one. Yasser, no. Farid has to get back. If they were to exploit stuff down that left-hand side. Madu's never going to make that. Well, just a few days ago, Tampines Rovers kids won a 4x4, 4v4 tournament here. Which involved all the National Centres of Excellence and the academies. That's a long-range effort from Kyogo Nakamura. Well off target. Yeah, Friday morning they won that. They beat Lion City Sailors in a sudden death penalty shootout. It looks like the senior side on their way to a win here as well, just a couple days later. Madu, that's a very poor cross from him. Luis Junior looks up. Nice run there from Nishiguchi. Again, you can see the idea. Farid felt he was fouled as well. They're trying here. Tanjong Pagar. Nakamura. Been a little bit quieter in the second half, but he's been excellent overall, I think, in this game. Like a real metronome. It's a magical left foot of his. Really dictating the tempo. Yasser Hanapi has been very lively. I do call him the busiest footballer in Singapore. He covers a lot of ground. He's always wants the ball. And of course he's got the ability to score as well, which he's done beautifully. Here's Armin Bosniak. He's been quieter in the second half. I think overall, again, a pretty decent game. Bennett. Yasser gives it away to Farid. Now Karolamri. That's out wide for Ryo Nishiguchi. Dan Bennett goes down the line, trying to find Kapitovic. Amri. Just waiting to turn. Was there a foul there on Nishikawa? He points to the spot. The referee, it's going to be a penalty. I think it was Shah Shahiran with the foul on Nishikawa. Luis Junior is going to take this. Let's have another look at this. Turned his man. That was an arm across. It may look a little soft, but you cannot risk putting an arm across someone. Not too many arguments there, which is also quite telling. And Luis Junior with a wonderful opportunity to give his team a lifeline. Can he do it here? Luis Junior, yes he can! It's 2-1, and that makes these final 10 minutes riveting ones, I'm sure. Tanjong Pagar will throw everything at this. That may open things up for Tampines Rovers. But that challenge by Shah Shahiran on Nishikawa, putting an arm across to impede his progress. And has just given Tampines Rovers Tanjong Pagar, excuse me, the chance to get back into this. And it was a good penalty as well from the Brazilian. I think this could be quite nervy, couldn't it? Luis Junior will be very happy with that. His first goal of the season. Of course, they just got to keep switched on here. Kopitovic has got past his man. Oh, what a chance. That could have sealed it. He got past Sharon Subran a little too easily. And he unleashed a shot, but it was not a good one. It's a great ball again from Mehmedovic. Turned his man far, far too easily. He's got to do better than that, Kopitovic. He's had some decent chances today, but he's not been at his best. I think that's fair to say. Rashudo, that's asking a lot of Luis Junior. They'll feel that they can still nick an equalizer, at least. Tanjong Pagar. On target, seven shots to 3. You could say they've been more clinical in that sense. Oh, that was hesitation perhaps from Luis Junior. Bosniak. Here's Nakamura, about the furthest forward we've seen him in a while. And that's good covering from Amirul. It's been fairly quiet so far since his introduction. And we're happy to have the ball up the other end. Yasser Hanapi. Another corner. I think Dan Bennett attacked it with Luis Junior, who's asking the question. He was annoyed with that. He felt that came off Dan Bennett last. Yasser. Oh, it's going to be another corner. That looked to have come off Faritz. Bennett's putting himself in the mix. Nakamura might be part of a shorter corner here because it's Yasser going to take it. Referee says, I'm watching this very closely. He's pointing to his watch, by the way. There you go. They're going long here. And Madhu with that last touch, he didn't expect it. Kopitovic doing enough just to put off Fasha. Foul on Mehmedovic. That looked a bit unnecessary, really. Mehmedovic going down and maybe making a bit more of it. And actually that's the last bit of action. Mehmedovic. Taufik Suparno is going to come on. I think he's had a very, very good game, Mehmedovic, today. Along with Nakamura just pulling all the strings. An impressive performance from Zeredin Mehmedovic. Taufik Suparno scored in the last game against Ballister Khalsa. Let's see if he can add to his tally in this short cameo. Yeah, done very, very well. Takes the plaudits. Going back all the way to his keeper by Haki. Not much time left here for Tanjong Pagar. Through ball there from Yasser. He looks across. Armin Bosniak, far post. Oh, that is a great ball from Bosniak. And Taufik Suparno with his first touch scores at the far post. He's just come on. And they can relax right now, Tampines Rovers. That's a real sucker punch for Tanjong Pagar. He's just come on as well. And Bosniak has had a good game overall. That's a great finish as well. I think Fasha might be a little bit disappointed he couldn't do better, but really from that distance, the odds-on favourite would be for Taufik Suparno to score. Everyone went a little asleep at the back for Tanjong Pagar. Taufik, a good little streak for him at the moment. Now, what will Tanjong Pagar do? Nice turn from Emmerich. Great work from Taufik. Remember, Hami Shaheen coming on for Young Lions. He was on literally for 10 seconds. And his first touch of the ball was also a goal. That was to make things 3-3 there between Young Lions and Ballister Khalsa. Taufik Suparno doing something similar here to make it 3-1. Tampines Rovers. Oh, that's an awkward fall for Sharin. Yasser is saying I did nothing wrong there. It is not pleasant landing on this surface. Very, very hard underneath. That's what you'll get with these 3G pitches, 4G pitches. Yeah, you get a better look of it here. Oh, not particularly good viewing, is it? The problem is they've also made all their subs. They want him to carry on if you can, Sharin. Just, I think, still waiting to assess how bad the damage is. Let's remind you of the goal. Armin there. It looked like he took a big first touch, but there was no one paying attention at the far post to Taufik Suparno. Nishikawa was keeping up with Kapitovic. And really, as much as Fasha, some might say, could he have done better? To be honest, he had a lot of ground to cover and there was no one there to help him out. Odds were very much in Taufik's favour. Tanjong Pagar, perhaps consolation time. They've thrown a lot of bodies forward here. Taufik Suparno again, bombing forward, Heavy touch from him. Khairul Amri. A lot of offsides today, mainly for Armin Bosniak. Reminder, there was a late kickoff between Albrechts Nagata and Balestier Khalsa. It's half-time at the moment, no goals in that game. That is very good news for Tampines Rovers, who, as things stand, will still be second, but both teams will be on 7 points. Minutes of added time. We've had about almost a minute and a half. Taufik. Still Taufik. They're looking a bit ragged at the back now, aren't they, Tanjong Pagar? Bennett to Khairul Amri. Luis. There was Nakamura foul on him. I think overall, Tanjong Pagar should be pleased by this. This is one of the league's best teams, and they had to work pretty hard to get their 3 goals. The early one, I think, would have been very frustrating for them. They just didn't get their defense organized. The second one was just a top-class goal from Yasser Hanapi, and that was because of the tactical tweak they made by pushing Faritz a bit further forward. And the third, again, they were pushing for a goal, and they left themselves a bit exposed. So really, it's the first goal I think they'd be most disappointed about. Here's Khairul Amri. He's gone for goal. He can score from there, can't he? Khairul Amri, we know that. And it flashes past the post. Another view of it. Never really going to trouble Shazwan, who's not had very much to do today. I think the one time he was really called into action was when he made himself big and put pressure on Ryo Nishiguchi to prevent him scoring. And that would have been 1-1 at that point. A very different game it could have been. Just a few seconds left of this match then, as Tampines will play it out. Oh, that was a dangerous pass back from Yasser Hanapi. He apologizes, and Khairul Amri wasn't that far away. Emmerich, the 4 minutes are up, and Ahmad Akasha calls time on this game. It's 3 points for Tampines Rovers, who will go joint top of the table after this for now, depending on what happens in the rest of the other game between Albrechts Nagata and Balestier Khalsa. But they played well, had to labor a little bit to get their 3 goals after a bright opening. Madu Mahana with that 5th minute goal, scrambling in, and they improved after that, Tanjong Pagar, but they got a second through Yasser Hanapi. A really top-class goal, that one, from distance outside the box. A penalty was given for a foul on Nishikawa, put away by Luis Junior, and then right at the end, Taufik Suparno, when Tanjong Pagar was surging forward, finishing at the far post. Tanjong Pagar were a bit stretched at that point, but I think there are a lot of positives they can take from this. It's a much better performance than the one in which they lost 5-0 to Lion City Sailors. And you feel maybe they're not too far away from their first win. But it is, unfortunately, 3 losses in a row for Tanjong Pagar. A well-earned rest for these teams, having played 3 games in a week. Final score here at our Tampines Hub on match day 3. It's Tampines Rovers 3, Tanjong Pagar United 1. We'll look back at this match and the best of the highlights. It was a bright start, as we said, for Tampines Rovers. Could have scored early on through Armin Bosniak. Nice work there from Kyoga Nakamura. Quick reactions from Bosniak. And Madu Mohana put that in. Easy finish really inside the 6-yard box. But that was in the 6th minute. They kept coming. Tampines, a good shot from Shasha Iran, an equally good save from Fasha. This was the best chance in the first half. Ryo Nishiguchi couldn't keep the ball down and smashed it over. I think Shazwan also played his part in that and putting him off. And he snatched at it, didn't he, the Japanese forward. Baihaki hit the woodwork as Tampines created opportunities but just couldn't get the second. We had a bit of a delay thanks to the lightning warning system. And this was the last bit of action before play was delayed, where Bosniak was brought down. It was felt by the referee. Fasha, I thought he got the ball. And then this goal, just outside the area, beautifully done. Curled to the top corner by Yasser Hanapi. No chance for Fasha there. And he is capable of that, isn't he, Yasser? He made a big difference when he came on. Things got a little bit feisty as Tanjong Pagar went in search of a goal. There was a foul, perhaps slightly soft, but you could see why he was given. From one number 15 onto another, Shah Shahiran putting an arm across Nishikawa, and Lewis Junior with a very good penalty to make it 2-1. But as they went in search of a goal, they left themselves a bit exposed. Kapitovic turning his man there, Shah Shabarin. And then a lovely ball in from Bosniak to Taufik Suparno, who had literally just come on. He finished it off at the far post. And, well, it's pretty dominant stats, isn't it? For Tampines Rovers, everything in their favour. But I think we should give credit to Tanjong Pagar. They fought hard, just missing that little bit of quality. But there were, as I said, plenty of positives for them to take away from this match. The final score here, though, at our Tampines hub. Tampines Rovers have defeated Tanjong Pagar United by 3-1. And I think they'll be pretty happy with that. Maybe a few more goals if we're being hypercritical. That would not really be fair. These are the fixtures coming up after the international break on April the 3rd. Hougang United host Tampines Rovers. That's a slip-smacking tie, isn't it? The Young Lions have it all to do at Jalan Besar against Lion City Sailors. Ballistic Khalsa, well, I think Tanjong Pagar may possibly fancy their chances on April the 4th. That's a Sunday. And Albrooks Negata host Geylang International on Sunday as well. All kickoffs at 5:30 p.m. So we look forward to catching up with you. Enjoy the couple of weeks off during the international break. And from us here at our Tampines Hub, thanks a lot for joining us. We'll see you again in a fortnight's time.